Hi folks, welcome to CNB. I'm Siddharth Vinayak Partnkar. Thanks for joining us. With me, I'd like to introduce you to the Audi RS7. Now, this is the most powerful Audi road car ever. That didn't get your attention? The way the engine sounds, the way the car drives, certainly will. Yes, it's lethal. And as I said, it is in fact the most powerful road-going Audi ever. It's lit and almost feline in its stance, with a graceful roofline and very contrasting, aggressive muscle too. And in this graphite matte finish, it somehow seems even more menacing, more deadly, more enticing, and more wicked. The Audi RS7 is a beautiful killer. It's a femme fatale, and yet it's precise, clean, and just so very powerful. It takes you a mere instant of getting into this car to realize just the kind of power that's packed under the hood. It is absolute exhilaration with just a touch of the accelerator. That's right, the 560 horses doing duty under that hood come from good stock. They work hard and they work without pause. And by the way, that's a whole 140 horses more than the S7. The car is effortless yet controlled, agile yet planted. And oh yes, there is a reason I love this job. In fact, today there are 560 reasons. The numbers are indeed fabulous, and given the amount of torque this engine generates, Audi's usual 7-speed S-tronic wouldn't have done the job, and so Audi shopped around and got the 8-speed Tiptronic from ZF. The car has a traditional torque converter at the front of that transmission, and so it lacks launch control. But you know what? You don't need it. It does 0 to 100 km per hour in under 3.5 seconds. Now, given the kind of torque you've got to play with over here and the overall drive dynamics, there's only one thing which I feel should have been worked on just a little bit. It's the steering. You don't get enough of an input from it. It's not direct enough. Like the rest of the car, like the kind of dynamics, especially when you put the car into dynamic mode, you get a nice sporty feel from everything else, but not as direct, not much feedback coming from the road, or not as much stiffness as you'd like on the steering wheel. So it's just that one little piece of the puzzle. Otherwise, everything else sure is dynamic. There is a bit of understeer, but the car's torque vectoring rear diff makes up for that. Handling is a pure delight, with Quattro all-wheel drive also playing a role. The RS7's ride is a bit softer than what you would expect, but the suspension and overall dynamics stiffen up nicely in sport mode, which I have to say is how this car is best driven. Now of course the RS7 comes out of Quattro GmbH, so of course it is a direct import. And so of course it is muchos expensive. 1 crore 27 lakh rupees, thank you very much. It also needs high octane fuel, though we did use regular fuel, and it works in the event you can't get the good stuff. Mileage comes in at about 10 kilometers to the litre, which isn't bad given the kind of car we're talking about. So as we've explained, this car is not for the light-hearted, and it's also not for the light-walleted. The car looks like $1 million alright, though I'd advise anyone buying this not to go for such low-profile tires here in India. So even though the 21 inches look great, you can get 19 or 20 inch wheels too. The oval twin tailpipes at the rear, the slightly muscular bumpers, the air intakes along the side, and the RS7 badging all around is a subtle way to add some aggression into an otherwise subdued design. Inside, the car is very well finished and it's sporty too. The quilted stitching and the RS7 badging on the sports seats is a nice touch. There are plenty of carbon fiber finish panels too, which add to the overall appeal. The rear is comfortable too, and being a hatch or Sportback as Audi calls it, you get a massive 535 litres of boot volume. Now, one of the reasons why I waited this long to get this car onto the program is because, you know, when you have a car like this, you've got to do it right. So I wanted the right kind of road, really, to go with a car like this. And so I waited till I could get some time out, come across to Mumbai, get the car, come to Lonavala, and then drive out to Ambi Valley. That's the road I really was hoping to get this car onto, because it is one of the best driving roads in India, no doubt about it. Not just because it's got a decent surface and it's really pretty and picturesque, but also because it's nice and twisty and winding. Always great to test a car. Oh yes, how terrific has it been with this one? I can only tell you. More like I can go on and on and on. The beauty of the car is that it is designed to impress upon you the power that it carries. But at no point does it make you regret not being on a racetrack. It's got a great road character. And of course, it's so fast that you have to look at the speedo every now and then just to make sure you aren't getting carried away. If you do have the cash, it's definitely the car to buy for its sheer fun factor, if nothing else. And if you do buy it, please remember to let me know. I promise to be a very good friend. To the car at least.